Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. I'm here in Ohio driving a Volvo with a 5-foot wonder of the world, Jill Ciminillo. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Jill has a video on this channel on this vehicle already, this Volvo Recharge. In this video, we're going to do a little more about the exterior. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about likes, dislikes, and well, some things that I noticed and things she noticed too.
And I think we should talk about why we're in Ohio. Because we're not in Chicago or Nebraska right now.
We're in a nice park. I don't see any drug dealing going on. So we're in a nice park here in Ohio.
In Findlay, Ohio.
In Findlay, Ohio. And we're on our way to the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. So check out videos on the above here eventually when we get those done.
And we also are coming from Bilstein, which we did a video on as well. So we're in between Bilstein and the North American International Auto Show, and that puts us square in the middle of Ohio.
In a Volvo.
In a Volvo.
In a Volvo. Here for the car. This is the car.
Yeah.
This is the mid-size SUV. It's a, what do we got? Give me the official Volvo
It's the
XC60 Recharge. Recharge means it's a plug-in hybrid. Okay.
So they have, Volvo has like a recharge strategy where they have the all-electric vehicle. So the C40 Recharge is all-electric, but this is a plug-in hybrid. And when I was plugging it at home at Chicago, I was getting about 40 miles of all-electric range.
Okay. So just a quick kind of exterior look at this. I think it's a sharp-looking Volvo, to be honest with you. I like the lines. I like the body lines. I like
you've got the Thor.
Yes, the Thor.
Hammer, headlight.
It is cool. A little bit of chrome mixed in. Not a lot of chrome. This is like a silver color. We have the Volvo wheels. We have that. We have this. We have multiple doors. We have Recharge right there on the chrome. We have that too. So we have gas here, plug in the other side. Was that the deal?
Yeah, the plug-in is on the front, driver's side.
Front driver's side. So we have gas here. Let's check the plug-in over here. And do you have this? We should do engine specs. I know you have them on your phone.
Yep. So
we have a little worm, bi-worm.
Bi-worm.
We have the plug-in here.
And I think, yeah, there you go. So
that's how that plugs in to your.
And I plugged it, like it comes with a 110 plug adapter, and so I just plugged it into my wall jack. But if I wanted to go to a fast charge or somewhat fast charge, level 2 charger, I could also use that. This is not DC fast charge. Again, 40 miles of range. But this is equipped with a 2.0 liter turbocharged engine. It's direct injected, 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. Tim and I are going to have some opinions on that, and we will talk about our driving impressions in a minute. But I'll just say, yeah. That's what I've got my initial.
What do we got? It's automatic transmission, right? So we have kind of. So what do you got? How many speeds do we have automatic transmission?
I want to say it's 8-speed. I want to say it's 8-speed. And it has adjustable drive mode settings and electric power assisted steering. These are 19-inch wheels, all season tires. The paint on here is metallic. That's an option. So this paint. What I really like is you still get this Volvo-esque shape.
It's very much Volvo back there, yeah.
Bumped out taillight, but I think it's a little bit more mainstream. It's a little bit less weird looking these days.
Right.
Like you used to see a Volvo going down the street and you're like, ooh, yeah, that's a Volvo. It looks like a box on wheels. But now it's still got a little bit of that boxy identifying shape, but it's a little bit more mainstream and definitely a lot more elegant. With just the small chrome touches and finishes that you get.
Yeah, it doesn't stand out so much, and it's got a nice little badge here for the T8 all-wheel drive Recharge. Yeah. I mean, it's more luxury-ish back here than it has been in years past, I think.
Yeah, and this also, I want to say, is an option. It's a power liftgate, tailgate, whatever. And I figured we should open this up. We should.
Yes, I was coming around here to talk about
what we've got in here.
So we have a bunch of stuff going on here. Anyways, I have my golf clubs, right?
Yeah, I want to point out, by the way, all of this right here is his. This right here, this petite little bag right here, and this little backpack, that is mine. Everything else is his.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, he's such a girl.
No, I'm here for like 8 days.
Whatever, you're here for like 2 days longer than me.
Well, whatever.
You're such a girl. And your suitcase is even like bigger than mine. I'm just saying, like, what, do you have like your makeup in there? toilet? Like what? Like is this your
So
toiletry
over here
bag?
we have the golf bag. You can see it goes the second row. We have my luggage I packed adequately. You know, my clothes take up more room than your clothes.
Whatever.
So smaller bag over there, little small pink thing. We have a few things we bought over there, but yeah. So basically,
Shihatsu massager.
yeah, I know we've been shopping too.
Also not mine.
Okay. Anyway, so that's how that's going to fit back there. So if you want to get rollerboard bags only, you can probably fit those across. Golf clubs by themselves would fit across, but golf clubs, rollerboards, everything you put on the seats.
Yeah, I would say so. Like mine is like a standard rollerboard that would fit in your overhead bin. You could probably put 4 of those back there, and then again, you can see how I've got my backpack stacked up against here. So I think you could comfortably put 4 people in this vehicle for a road trip and their luggage, as long as they're not completely overpacking.
Okay,
like
let's talk. Let's talk about the second row. Didn't overpack. I brought an adequate amount of clothing.
He brought a lot of clothing. Okay, so again, like you should that because you've got
so
the seat down.
The
for your
bags
backpack.
there, yeah. So okay, yeah.
Oh, and a remnant from our Bilstein trip yesterday. A little sticker that they gave us.
Whoops! Somewhere we need to use it.
Yeah. We'll put that.
So a fun note: Volvo doesn't do leather anymore. It's a company.
They have some like leather-like surfaces, but this is their cloth. I want to say this is a wool material, and but they have heated but not cooled seats in the front. And I will point out you do have heated seats back here, and this is a part of the climate package. And then you have your air vents here. But I love cloth surfaces, and this is a very high-end. I mean, maybe it's even linen. It's a very high-end.
It is very
material.
Yeah, it's not a cheap cloth. It's definitely a higher-end cloth. It's interesting.
And I like it because you get in when it's hot out, you don't burn your legs. You get in when it's cold out, and you don't freeze your legs off. And the heated seats work really fast.
Yeah, it gets out fast. So, how much headroom do you have? There you go. You have quite a bit. Yeah.
8 to 12 inches, but above my head, and this is behind Tim's driving position. I will point out, and so I'm the size of a 10-year-old. Let's be very clear about that.
Yeah. So your kids fit fine.
So your kids are going to fit fine, and I think probably an average-sized adult is going to fit fine. I want you to sit back here. I'm going to go like that, and let's see how this looks.
So this one's not bad. I'll talk about the front seats here in a minute, but yeah. I can sit behind myself. I got, I don't know, good amount.
I would say that's like 3 to 4 inches.
3 to 4 inches, yeah, a good headroom here, and pretty comfortable. I mean,
and you've got good knee room. You've got your feet aren't like stuck underneath the seat.
And I'm basically 50-50 torso legs, so there's nothing exciting about that as far as if you have longer torso, longer legs, different situation. But yeah, I'm about 50-50. But what I want to talk about the front seat because that's one of my things that I've had some trouble with.
Okay, so yeah, let's see you get in and out of this.
Yeah, great. Okay, so one of my issues with it is just the cut of it. So you can see the overall shape is much more cut than this, much more open in the rear seats, and then the bolster comes up here, and so it creates kind of a weird thing, and then it's just, yeah. So yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
And a steering wheel is a problem, so move the steering wheel each time would be fine. And then I kind of roll out because I don't have a grab handle here. I only grab handle up top. And see, I don't I don't quite. I just don't quite.
Alley-oop?
Yeah, it's like I have to jump myself out. I don't. If I had a grab handle here, if the seat bolster wasn't up so much, if this was cut a little bit differently, I'd fit a lot better, but I just don't.
That's fair. So one more thing I want to point out about the driver's seat, though, is it has, this is an adjustable thigh bolster here, so you can actually move this out so that if you have longer legs, it will give you better support for your thighs. And it's a kind of a weird adjustment because you start moving it with this right here, and then it'll pop up on the screen, and you have to finish the adjustment there to actually move this out. But this does work, and I like it. I love the thigh bolster adjustment.
It's interesting. So 950 pounds of payload. Payload includes everybody you can put it in the cabin. So if you fit 4 adults in here, you can do 4 adults with some baggage, and you're basically fully loaded. That's basically what that means. But
what else are you gonna put in here?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 adults and their baggage. Yay!
Yeah. All right, great.
Perfect payload.
All right, let's go for a drive. Or maybe, hold on, before we go for a drive, I'm sorry. I want to talk about this. This is interesting. It's wood, but it's got a real texture to it. which I thought was fascinating. There's your driver screen. There's your interior, the rest of the interior. But yeah, so let's go for a drive, and I will show you the shifter. The shifter is cool looking, but
I don't like how it operates.
it's tough to use. So I'll explain that. Let's go for a drive.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go for a drive, but I want to point out a couple things. I'm taking a separate video of this on my phone, showing the screen. So this is the golden shifter. It actually says something in there. Do you know what that says?
Yeah, it's the that's the brand. So it's Orfor Sweden. So they're actually a crystal maker.
Oh, okay. So this is something we've been playing with. So this, you put your foot on the brake, and then you turn it, and it starts up. And then the radio usually turns on every time you turn it start up, which is super annoying. But
and we've got to turn this down.
Yeah. So. Trying to get to the...
Yeah, I don't like... Okay, so again, I've done a video. I'm like, I guess I should be looking here. Somebody's got, you know, his phone, and I'm getting all distracted. But so I've done a first look video of this vehicle, and you miss a lot when you're just driving it around for a couple of hours. And so one of the things that I discovered that I don't like on this vehicle after having it for a week is this right here. And as I'm, you know, pointing down, and he's got the camera going on that. It's the climate controls. So the climate controls are located here, and this is a little bit laggy, and my fingers are really small. Okay, I have nails at the moment, but my fingers are really small, and sometimes it takes me like more than once to kind of hit it in the right spot to get it to go up. And then to deal with your fan and everything, you have to, I'm like, where is the fan? So is it this? No?
Is it that? No. Is it this? That must be fan.
That's okay, so that's the fan. But yeah, so you've got your temperature controls here. You can sync it. You've got your heated seat controls there for the driver. For the passenger, again, this is... Whatever.
Okay, I think you made your point.
So it's there. But so the passengers is there, the drivers is there. Maybe that doesn't pop up. Maybe I just have to hit it. And yeah, I did. Oh, there you go. So like I did have them on. No judging. But yeah, so I don't like the fact that this is just kind of a pop-up, and there are no redundant controls here. And so trying to navigate through some of these screens has been a bit of a challenge, because you know, this will bring you your home screen, and it's, you know, the Google Maps. So this has a Google operating system, your radio, my phone is connected, and then your Google Assistant, your Google Assistant. So that is in your home screen, which you press but here. But then if you want to get to, you know, some of the other apps, okay, so I guess there really isn't anything else on here, but like if you want to get to some of your other apps and things, then you have to hit that button there. And if you hit the camera, okay, so initially it just pops up with the backup camera, but if you want the around view camera, then you have to hit that. And you have to do that every time. And I'm going to point out, I did not park this vehicle. Somebody else parked the vehicle. So if you want to complain about not being in the lines, it was not me, it was Tim. So I just find this, it was totally Tim. I find this to be, because the seat was adjusted for you, by the way.
Is that a Queen song?
Inside joke, sorry. Yeah, Another One Bites the Dust. That is on the radio right now. If my husband is watching, which I'm sure he isn't, he will totally get the joke, but nobody else gets the joke. So
yeah, so we have that. We don't have a digital rear mirror either.
Yeah.
And one of the things I talked to Jill about that I didn't like was so my sunglasses that are mysteriously disappeared at the moment, but there's no sunglass holder here.
The lack of
there's
storage.
No storage. Yeah, you can charge your phone here, but then you have just a little bit of storage there.
And there's two USB-C ports in here, which, by the way, isn't helpful because I brought my USB-A charger.
Yeah. Neither one of my chargers work, and then and there's nothing. I mean, there's no storage down here.
And I mean, I've been putting my water bottles here, so that's good. And like you were putting your phone on the charger, I was putting my phone in here, but there's like no ledge or tray or anything like for a second phone. And I could see my husband putting his phone like here, and then it would fall out when he shut the door, and like all sorts of bad things would happen.
Yeah, but I do like behind the screen here. This shows you the map. It's kind of cool, and you can probably customize it a little more than I have, but yeah, so.
And one other thing I want to point out that I discovered was how you operate the moonroof.
yeah.
I think this is kind of cool. This is just like a little slide. So there's no button here. You just kind of like, and again, my finger is small, so like that, like just sliding your finger in there operates. But I wonder, like I'm gonna have you do it because your fingers are obviously a lot meatier than mine.
What are you trying to say?
You're bigger than I am. Okay, so you can just kind of press. You don't even have to slide.
I don't know.
That's gonna take some getting used to.
I feel like our video editor is gonna put some funny music in there that I'm not aware of. Like, I don't know. Okay, and apparently I closed that too with my finger job.
But so there's no buttons. It's just like
yeah, and I'm sure you get used to it as an owner, but boy, that's something.
And how did I open
how did you open the? Yeah, okay.
I don't know. So at any rate, but I thought that was kind of interesting and cool, and something you'd have to get used to and maybe RTFM on.
Yeah. Okay. So you've driven this a lot, and then you made me drive this.
I did.
So I was like, all right, fine, I'll drive it. I can put the steering wheel back because, of course, I did my demonstration.
And I'm gonna like put our course towards Detroit.
Okay, you do that.
So that we end up getting back to the highway and not getting lost.
Oh, I'm gonna show this on camera too with my phone, but I put it in park. But here's the deal. When you put it in gear, it's a double thing. So I pull back once, it goes in neutral. Mm-hmm. Then I go back again for drive. And then the same thing happens for reverse. You go up one, then you go up again to get in reverse.
But so even if you are in park, you still have to double tap it, as I like to say,
So,
to go up or back. So to get it into reverse, you have to double tap it up from park. You don't just tap it up.
Yeah, it's a double tap for reverse, which is what that happens, and I put it back in park, right? And then, and I put my foot on the brake, and then double tap, and then I'm in drive.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's something you're used to as an owner, but yeah, that's a little funky.
Yeah, because I was tapping it once, and I'd put my foot on the gas, and it would be like, and I was like, what?
And we're trying to like you're trying to go, like I need to go, I want to go right now.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah.
Double tap.
I don't know, but. You know, speaking of go.
That 455 horsepower is kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah, this thing moves.
And
like,
the torque. Well, so, I mean, because it's a plug-in hybrid, you get the instantaneous torque.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love people love and hate the combination of electrification and powertrains. And I understand it's more complex. I understand there's more parts. I understand there's more battery replaced. I get it. I get all that stuff. But from a driving performance standpoint, the electrification with the gas engine, it's hard to beat. You do get better performance off the line. There's no doubt about that.
Plus, to me, I think that's the perfect solution. Because, like, we argue all the time about,
Go figure.
about electric vehicles and their practicality. And, you know, for somebody who wants to tow or haul, you know, a straight electric vehicle right now isn't terribly practical because you can go about 100 miles before you have to charge again.
Yeah.
But if you have a plug-in hybrid vehicle, okay, you get 40 miles of all electric range. That is enough for me to drive around the city, to go out to the suburbs to have lunch with a friend, to go to my gym, to, you know, do all of the errands I need to do, come home, plug it back in at night, and charge it back up again, and then I'm ready to go the next morning at 40 miles of electric range. But then if I want to, I don't know, drive to Hamilton, Ohio to go to Bilstein, and then Findlay, Ohio to do a video, and then up to Detroit we
can't plug it
in. Know, I don't have to plug it in.
Yeah.
And can you see, like, what is our, so we're averaging about 34.5 miles per gallon right now.
Yep.
And that does include some of the initial charge that I had. So I had 40 miles, when I picked him up at O'Hare, I had 40 miles of range. But since I picked him up at O'Hare, pretty much immediately after that, you know, we were on 294 heading towards Ohio, and I went out of the electric range. So we've been on the gasoline engine for most of those miles.
And I can't stress this enough. That 34.5 mile per gallon is really good when you consider Jill was driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, let's be clear here. Yeah.
She's not an eco driver.
Yeah.
So that's actually really good.
I feel like I left your heart somewhere on 294 right after I picked you up, because you're like.
I just closed my eyes after a while because it's like a roller coaster ride with you, because you're definitely Chicago.
Well, you're like, we are not in a hurry. here.
I know, we're like...
I was like, but I hate it when somebody's parked in the...
I'm like, we have hours to get there. It doesn't matter.
Somebody should not be parked in the left lane going 55 miles an hour when the speed limit is 55 miles an hour. Get over.
Yeah, I had to
That is your Jill rant for the day?
I had to have a drink that night. All right.
It's only a beer.
Well, that's true. All right, so I think handling does pretty good. Pretty quiet inside the cabin. We tend to talk pretty loud on camera, but it's pretty quiet inside the cabin. Pretty comfortable seats. Seats are comfortable once you get in them, right? Heats up well. The heat is amazing how fast it turns up. We had some really cool mornings here. I like the details. I'm with you on the screen. It's just, yeah. I don't know, 73,000 or so?
So base price for this vehicle is going to be just more than 62, so it's around 63,000. This did add, let me pull out my trusty phone.
A couple of packages.
It did add quite a few options. So you've got the climate package with headlamp cleaners. We totally missed that. But sorry. Headlamp cleaners, rear heated seats, heated steering wheel, all of that gets a thumbs up. The advanced package, which has a graphical head-up display, pilot assist, driver system, so it's more like just adaptive cruise control with steer assist. And then 360 surround view camera, which is annoying because it doesn't pop up automatically. And then air quality, so that was a part of the advanced package. Then you have the metallic paint, power operated tailgate, so we pointed that out. We've got the Bowers and Wilkins audio system, which we haven't even really tested that yet. We should do that.
It wants us to. It turns on the radio every time we get in.
Oh yeah, that's kind of annoying. It turns on the radio every time. So like we'll turn the radio down, turn the radio off, we get in the car, start it back up, and invariably there was a lot of static because I had it on a Chicago station and we're not in Chicago anymore. But air suspension, and then, you know, the destination charge. Oh, and I said that it had 19-inch wheels. Apparently these are optional 20-inch I'm sorry, my phone keeps turning, so I'm like, multi-spoke black diamond cut alloy wheels for $800. So lots of options there. As tested price is $73,000. So you have $10,000 in options on this vehicle. But I mean, when you consider the fact that you get this nice wood grain, these very attractive cloth seats with the up-level material, the 2.0 liter powertrain with the plug-in hybrid, you know, 455 horsepower, you know, all of the things I think that really matter on this vehicle are included in the $62,000 price.
Okay.
I feel like there was something that you said that we had a learning moment at Bilstein yesterday, and you made a comment about that.
Oh, yeah. So there are things called dampeners, and they put them on shocks and things, and they help the ride quality be more level. So like if you smash the gas, like I will do in a minute, the front end raises up. So like if I go like this, the whole front end raises up, and then I let it go, and the back end lowers down. And
I mean, that naturally happens with weight distribution, but...
Right. I mean, we've all known vehicles done this for years. Bilstein set it up with the TRX that we're driving to not have that happen. So they could actually make that so it doesn't happen. So when you accelerate, you're very smooth in your acceleration.
Yeah, and I mean, you'd still get the weight in the back, but
you're not...
doesn't, like, it literally feels
like... It's like bucking a horse.
Like, I know, it feels like the front end is, like, coming up pretty far.
Yeah, and so I think that's pretty interesting that they do a lot of Tesla Model S stuff. All the Teslas have all had the stuff, and you see those things on the track and things, and they don't move at all. They're very smooth and linear, and and it's something I just hadn't noticed. It's something that all of a sudden, boom, first vehicle in, I'm like, hey,
I know.
Wait a minute here, I noticed that. So there you go. There's our thoughts on this Volvo XC60 Recharge 40 T8.
XC60. XC60 Recharge. It's not that complicated, but T8, yeah. So, so that's what we've got for you this week, or today. I guess we do more than one video a week, so.
All right, check out more videos over here, because we got a lot of them. Website down below, pickuptrucktalk.com. On social media, it's all Pickup Truck Talk as well, except for TikTok, apparently.
Which he did a weird thing for.
I don't know why.
But you can find us on Tiki-Taki. All
right, thanks for watching. As always, we will see you down the road.